Okay guys, here I am back again with another market forecast. Today's the 7th of August 2017 and I'm just going to have a look at a few pairs. I'm just going to look at the ones where I think there could be a trading opportunity developing. So we'll start off with this Euro USD. Not looking very good in my opinion at the moment. I'll put some lines on. So we made a low there. The high is there. So we're currently trading between these 2 points. Ichimoku is not telling us very good signals because we've got a bearish Tenkan Sen cross there. And Chiku span is mixed up in price here. It's going to hit price here. So basically we're between these 2 points. So I personally wouldn't trade this pair at the moment. I don't trade this pair very often anyway. So we're going to leave that alone. It's trading underneath this fractal here as well. And it's trading underneath Tenkan Sen and Kijun Sen. So I don't see any opportunity there. I can't read what it's going to do, that market, so we'll move on. Pound USD. This is my favourite pair. We've got an opportunity here. I'll put some lines on and show you. So we made a low there. And as you can see, we've just pulled back just above that low. I'll put this line on for that high there. All the Ichimoku signals are bearish. We've got good Ichimoku signals. We've got a Tenkan Sen bearish cross there. You can see Tenkan Sen cross down past Kijun Sen, albeit being above the cloud. We've got a bearish TK cross. We've got a bearish future. 26 periods ahead of price is bearish, so we're okay there. We're below the cloud, so that's bearish, and Chiku spans below price, so that's bearish as well. So all the Ichimoku signals are pointing bearish. Now we're currently bouncing on this fractal here, where this fractal indicator is, this low. As you can see, price went up, reached this high here, and bounced off that high, and now it looks like it's dropping. I'll just reduce the size of this chart slightly so that we can see more. We always need to see more of the chart to see what's going on. So I'd be inclined to wait here for some price action on this pound USD. As I say, looks like we're just bouncing on that level there. If we close below that level, we're on a 4-hour chart here. I'm not going to look at the daily on this. I don't need to. I don't mess about going to and from different time frames all the time. I'm trying to trade my time frame. Okay, otherwise it just becomes confusing. So, because I can see here on the 4-hour that we made 2 lows, that one there and that one there. So if we break this low and close below it, we've got a low there, but that's quite far back. So if we break and close below that low there, I'd be inclined to take a trade based on that alone. So we might close somewhere down here, and then I'd put my stop loss We have a few places we can put a stop loss. We could put it there, just above that fractal. That high there, we could put it there, or we could put it a bit further up. Let me just measure that, see how far that is. That gives us about a 54 pip stop loss, which suits me fine. Around the 50 pip area stop loss suits me. So if we get a close below that level there, I think I'd be inclined to take that trade. And let's have a look, see where we can shoot for. See what a target is. So you've got this we could at least shoot for probably this target here. I'll move the line down. We could shoot for that, which will give us around a 2 to 1. But you don't need to. We don't need to close it all there. We could just follow our stop loss down. That's what I usually do. Just as price moves down, we follow it probably 30 or 40 pips behind, and then we're going to get the most out of the trade if it decides to go down to this level here. So this is your first level, take profit level. If we get to that level, I'd move, if this is my stop loss, I'll just change the colour. So if that's my stop loss, I'd move that down to there and leave probably 30 or 40 pips or a couple of candles behind with your stop loss. But it's entirely up to you, you the trader. I personally don't take profit at any given level. I just follow me, move my stop loss, follow it down or up, whichever way it's going, and obviously leave it room to move. And then we could probably get down to this level. Then we'd shoot for this level, which would probably give us about a 4 to 1 in the end. But yeah, I mean, if this closes below that fractal, I think I'd be inclined to take that trade. I think I will be taking that trade, and then I'll observe it from there and follow it and watch it every 4 hours, and then, like I say, follow it down with my stop loss. And as I say, all signals look bearish on the Ichimoku side of it. So let's move on. So that's the potential opportunity on pound USD, and that is my favourite pair as well. So let's have a look at Euro Yen. Euro Yen, I don't know what it's doing. It's breaking. Let's put these move these lines. This is the first time I've looked at these charts today as well, so I'm quite raw. This is the amount of time I take going through the charts and deciding on which trades to take. It's all over the place, basically. I mean, it's bouncing off that level there, which could cause it to go to the upside, but I don't like this here. It's not making higher highs, it's making lower highs. These fractals here, that one's lower than that one, so it moved down, it pulled back to the level. Sorry, it pulled back, it didn't pull back to any level actually, it just pulled back. I don't know why it pulled back to there now and stopped, because it's not a level there. There, not really a level. I mean, I suppose there's that big pin bar there, but it seems to be a bit in no man's land there to me. So it pulled back. And usually when it breaks a level, it pulls back to a level, and here it's just pulled back. It's just had a pull back. Looks like a 50% pull back, and then to the downside again. And now it's pulled back again, and now it doesn't seem to know what to do. It's bouncing off this level here. By the look of it, we've got nothing really going on with the Tenkan-sen. It looks like a bearish cross, but they're both flat, and we've got no bearish future yet, and Chico's going to run into price here. So you could see this just ranging for quite a while and trading probably between this candle here. So nothing really to look at there. I wouldn't trade that pair, very dangerous. USD yen. Another confusing pair. We've got a bullish TK cross there, which is absolute garbage really, because it crossed there and then crossed back through, didn't know what to do. It was flat there for quite a while, and it's made a feeble attempt to cross there. And if we look back, we've got a level there that we need to be aware of, and it looks like it wants to move to the downside with the candle, the current candle. So again, if we're going to trade this, I'd probably want to get below this Kijun-sen, to be honest. I mean, if you were brave, you could probably wait for it to break one of these lows, if you were really brave. But it's not about being brave, is it? We want to be comfortable in trades. The Kumo's starting to get quite fat here as well, which indicates some volatility. And you know, it does look bearish. You know, we look back here and we can see all this bearish price action, and then it tried to go up here and got rejected there, and now it looks like it's trying to go to the downside. So if I was to trade this pair, I'd probably wait for it to break Kijun-sen there. But there's all this, you see, so it's not a good pair at the moment, in my opinion, to trade. We'll look for a better one, cleaner one. So pound yen. Pound yen, it's not too bad. I mean, we're sort of in a range here. Well, look, we've got a range, we've got a level there. We've got a level there. These levels are not very accurate, really. I've just put it there at that fractal, but somewhere in this area. It's an area. These levels are areas. They're not set points. You know, this is an area. So we could put it in between them two areas there, and two lows. So this could just start ranging now to the upside. If it breaks, probably if we get a pin bar here, some sort of pin bar at this level, then we could probably trade to the upside. If not, and we break this level and close, it might be worth taking a trade to the downside. We've got to watch the fake break on these ranges. Very dangerous, these ranges, to trade breaks, because they could just be fakes. So it'd probably be safer to trade actually this level here. When we get a close below that level, take a trade, put a stop loss behind the candle that breaks. Or we could just wait for the level to break and then pull back to the level. So that's the pound yen. Aussie yen. This looks bearish. I mean, we've got Chico below price. We've got a nice TK cross that looks bearish. Although this Tenkan-sen is starting to slope up slightly, and we could end up getting a bullish cross there. But the Kumo's quite fat, which indicates volatility. So basically, if I was going to trade this, I'd be waiting probably for a close below that level there. And I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. we could take a close below that level there. That might happen sooner. But it's not looking great. So let's just have a look at this. So we broke that level there. You can see we pulled down. Price went down. And now we've pulled back to that level now. So now we could be going back down again. And it looks like we're just bouncing off that Tenkan-sen. So yeah, I'd wait for a close either on that fractal there, and because they're close together, I'd probably wait for a close below this fractal and take the trade, and then put my stop loss up above Tenkan-sen or just above the candle that closes. We look left, nothing really to hinder us if we get into the trade short. So that's the potential there. We could set a plant price alert there. So we've got that one and the pound USD. We've done the pound USD. So I see two potentials at the moment on Aussie yen and the pound USD. On the pound USD, we need to be setting an alert at this level. Set an alert if we close below that level. So I'll be keeping an eye on this one, because this one, I quite like the look of this one. Because you can see it went down pretty quick there, and there. So it is moving to the downside, and the pullbacks are very small, minor. So I think we could see some more downside on that. I know we've jumped back, but I think that's a good opportunity, and the Aussie yen is okay. Aussie USD. As I say, I've not looked at these yet, so I don't see anything here yet. Again, we'd probably need a close below that fractal. There. We need to see some price action. If we close below that, we look like we're in a range actually here. So yeah, I'd want to close probably below that one, in fact, there. And like I say, you could wait for it to close. You could wait for it to break and then pull back and then take the trade. Wait for some price action and then take the trade to the downside on that one. It's not one I trade very often, to be honest. Euro Aussie. Euro Aussie. Now then, look at that big candle there. We're trading between that candle, so we'd want to get outside of that really. You can see all these candles in between. We're trading between this area, and it doesn't seem to know what it wants to do, because it went up, now it's starting to pull back a bit. So again, we want to get outside these areas. So I'd want to trade outside that area or that area. These highs and lows are very important. They need to be broken. We want the market to tell us what we need to do. We don't want to be second guessing. We've got bullish. We've got a bullish cloud future, and it's fat, so that indicates volatility. Chico's above price, and we've got a bullish Tenkan-sen. So all the Ichimoku signals are bullish, yet we could make another fractal here, look, because we've got a fractal there. Let's make it a bit bigger. We've got a fractal there, and we came down, and we could, if that closes there, and then we get another low, a lower high here. See there, we've got a low. We need two lows each side, two lower highs each side of that high. So that's the high there. If you look at that, that's the high. We've got two lower highs and to the left we've got two lower highs to make the fractal, to make the indicator. So if we close there and then we make another lower high, so that's the high there, we've got a lower high there. If we make another lower high, that'll become a fractal, and that's quite very important because we've got a fractal there, and if we can't break these highs, these fractal highs, we've made another lower high. Okay, and that sounds a bit confusing, but if we're not breaking, see, look, let's have a look back here, I'll show you. So we made a high there, see, a fractal high, and then we just broke it there by making another fractal high, and we broke that fractal high with that one, and we broke that and made another fractal high, another fractal high there. We just closed above that fractal high there, and we had massive indecision there with that candle there. So now we want to see if we can make another fractal high, but because that only just made a higher high, in fact it's barely there. I mean, look, it's probably a few pips, if that, to make that fractal, and then we had massive indecision, and then the price dropped dramatically. That could have been news. Looks like it's a news candle because it's so big. So now we need to make another high here before we even look at trading this pair. So if not, we need to break this low. So like I say, if we make another fractal here, that's not good news for trading high, because as you can see back here, while ever we broke these highs, we didn't go to the downside. We kept going higher in the trend. That's the trend. And while we're trending, if we're breaking highs, we want to be trading bullish, long. All this Ichimoku signals bullish, but you got to remember Ichimoku's a lagging indicator. Price action is more important. So if we don't make a break of that, we're going to start going to the downside, and especially if we make a fractal there, then that is a good indication that we're going to the downside, and then we'll come at least to this level here, and then we'll see what happens there. And if we get down to that level, we could wait for some price action here. We might get a pin bar here with a long tail, and then we could trade to the upside, or we could break. If we break below this fractal here, then we're probably going to go to the downside, and Ichimoku will eventually turn over. I mean, you can see there the Tenkan-sen just starting to turn over and cross down through Kijun-sen, and then Chiku span will get tangled up in this price and have to get through. So that's Euro Aussie. Euro CAD. Here you can see we made a high there. Put a line there. Made a high there. We was in a nice uptrend. Made a high. Dropped. Pulled back to the high again. Retested. So that's 3 touches. And now it looks like we're dropping again. So we could, if we wanted to take a counter trend trade there to the downside, maybe trade down to this level, or we could wait for a break of this level, break and close. But all the Ichimoku signals are bullish. We've got a bullish future, we've got a nice bullish Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen cross here, and Chico's above price. So if it pulls back, I can't see it pulling back. If we were trading it, we'd probably just trade it back to Tenkan-sen, which is not very far. That's only about, what's that? It's only about 50 pips back to Tenkan-sen there, looking at this area. Yeah, 44, about 45, 50 pips back to this area, and we put a stop loss up there. I wouldn't do that trade though. So if I were going to trade this, I'd wait for a close above that level there. Okay, I'll just move this line down so that when I come back next time it's there. We could have a look. We could put an oscillator on here as well and look to see if we've got any divergence to the downside, because this could be a top, because we've got 3 touches there, and now it looks like it wants to come back. So we could put an indicator on, you know, the RSI or Ultimate Oscillator or the CCI. I like the CCI personally, and see if we've got any divergence. You know, we'll see if the indicators, put the indicator on, put some lines on these highs, and then vertical lines, and then we can see if the oscillator's lower. So the oscillator's lower here than here and here, then we've got divergence. But I don't get too hung up on divergence, to be honest. I look at it now and again. I just trade the price action. Because divergence as well, it's sometimes it can be conflicting with the price action. You never trade divergence anyway. You just have a look at it to confirm what you're seeing. So here we've got a Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen cross and Euro pound. All the signals are bullish. We broke this level. I'll put some lines on. We broke that level there. We pull back to that level, and now we're up again. Looks like we're going high again. Chico's above price, well above price. So same again. We want to be looking for a close above that high there. Then we could take the trade to the upside. Put a stop loss behind. We'll put a stop loss behind just below Tenkan-sen, or if the candle's up here somewhere, we could just put the stop loss behind the candle that breaks. Okay, just below. So if this one breaks, this candle here, if this one breaks that level there and closes, so let's say we close up here somewhere, we could just put a stop loss below that candle. That would give us a nice tight stop loss. We want to wait for the close. So again, I'll just bring the daily up on this one. I don't start switching. I usually trade the 4-hour time frame, so I'm not really switching between, you know, tons of different time frames. And you know, the daily here is just confirming what we thought on the 4-hour anyway. So, you know, we've been in an uptrend for quite a while, as you can see. And quite a big pullback there, which could have signified that would have been a losing trade there, because we broke that level there, look. If we're trading the daily, that is. We broke that level there and closed, and we made a lower fractal there, lower low. So we could have been, I mean, would have been quite in order to get into a trade there to the downside, and that would have been a loser. But I wouldn't have taken that anyway, because there's all this garbage here, all these, see all this here, look, fractal, 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 all in a line. That one didn't break, that was a lower one. Then it decided to break. So when you see all this garbage, see all this garbage here, look, we're trading between all that. Touch there, touch there. I mean, it's a little range. No, you know, it's not a very clean range either, but it is a little range. So we touch there, nearly touch there, mass indecision there. then it pulled back to Tenkens, then more decision, a pin bar there, up again, touch there, and came back down to Kijun Sen, didn't know what to do again for 3 candles. You can't trade this. This is where you lose. You don't trade that. We don't want it clean. Then it bounced off Kijun Sen, hit there, broke through that level. So breakout trade. This is what I'm saying about these ranges, you see. Breakout trader there could have thought, right, it's broke through this area there, and they could have taken the trade there, and then it'd have been a loser. That would have been a loser. So again, they're dangerous, them ranges, because they can just be fake outs. So I think that's about it. I'm on about 30 minutes now. I don't want to be here too long, because people will just get bored and turn off. So I've gone through about 5 or 6 pairs there. If I see, I'll keep looking at the charts, and if I see any more opportunities, I'll post them on. Also, as well, I've created a website where I can post trades onto, and that's if you go to http://tradingtoprofit.com, you can go here and go into the blog, and I've posted I'm going to post some setups in here as well as on YouTube, so I'm going to try and get some feedback from people. So it's brand new, this website, so there's not much on it at the moment, but I've put my last market analysis up there, and then I've created some trading videos as well, so you can have a look at this website, tradingtoprofit.com it is. And if you want to become a member and take a course, then that'd be good. So if you go to tradingtoprofit.com, and you can post some feedback there as well. Let me just see if there's anything else to show you while I'm here. Okay, so that's where you go. I'll put the link at the bottom of the video for the website, and you can have a look, and it'd be nice to get some feedback off people as well, and you could post trades and stuff like that in there. Okay, so until next time, I'll see you later. Bye.